bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, then left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no posse. Spola, worshiping pedophiles, wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher, no am I some pastor or preacher. Was released from prison with this passion to speak of. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? Where we should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Come on. You almost there, bro. Almost there. Survive. Push up.
I do it die for Chi-Town. Who am I but Chi-Town? You young fool, I'm too fly to just slide out. Blue sky but high ground. My crown slash helmet. So my aircraft stealth spit. Can't be tied down or even seat belted. I look down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The remnants of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the fusions in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked the cards, my hand, I dealt it. Felt it vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. You bust almost ice, just unveiled shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. A hot body for real marquee velvet. Body you not for Mars, just a female's clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows to shit. To a fly zone, haters wanna crucify. A real man, I still stand with the silver hand. But we're Hiller man, it's not Cypress Hill. I'm Turtle Sheep. I'm one tough cookie. I don't follow, I set standards. To catch me, you gon' have to do more to scalp. Need more to scanners, I'm off the radar. I am as you goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper or bruh. You stagnated while I straight evolve. Iterate, I'm data space AC, y'all. Busters stuck in the cage, face off. Active shape the state, use a fake, you fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing a step. You got a lot to learn. I am the depth, you have no concern. I am the threat. My measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just piloting up. Flying a jet, spray the adversary. Martial Chronicles, my Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetric apparel, I'm a fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas carol lies what your fans get. Your girls and pearls, what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pot. This shit's hot.
Who wants to get his own crew? Everybody wants to get his own crew rich. And then they want the other little people to never get a piece of the pie. And don't want to go for the pastor. And go for you niggas that think it's all big though. I understand this. you're broke. Listen to me, young people and old people too, mostly black people. I'm talking to you.
So, y'all really thought that I was done with y'all? Nah, I'm really down on y'all. Fellas up. We not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact: yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side ops. Looking past the shine spot. Third eye gang, straight flops. I don't eat pork, but I will fry cops. For foes, my heart's cold as an icebox. I'm saying that ops. From the skybox, I got a scoop on you pilgrims. The scoop with some rules. Some of our folks are still dumb. Yeah, and blind to the fact that blood, we gon' have this real some warrior spirits inside me. That's where it's real from. The world's a stage, page after page, script is played out. They keep us engaged, placate or rage. This is played out. Rules of a dying society should have been disobeyed out. Forehead and knees off the floor should have been prayed out. The draft is on, go with no issue. Could've blown it in tissue. Now it's control who blows the whistle to who holds the pistol. The debate was about who owes who the fiscal. Disregarding the aboriginal issue. We're not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bound or whack. Here's a big fact: yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. A fool is known by his speech, yet if I don't speak, I suffer defeat. I'm other than we, a sucker or me. Stand on 2 feet, or turn the other cheek. The wise man known by his silence, mostly disguised compliance. Silence by clients, from conspiring to novice. Other aspirants of violence, tyrants of fire. Trying to fight, I'm trying to fight. In environments of migrants, I'm hearing the sirens. Ring in my ear, they've got indictments. These pedophiles, queers, coopers, and hype men. Alignments, assignment. I'm not the wisest, I'm non-client. My refinement, and confinement, and requirements for this climate. Y'all push on the paperwork, or y'all can protest, but they can't escape this work. I'm bound to progress. Don't duck, don't wreck. Drill music for real. My soul ain't don't possess. Real foolish with no deal. Ain't playing with none of them. It's personal, know what the business is. Big Mom says come full circle, so vacate the premises. We're not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bound or whack. Here's a big fact: yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, or Big Mac, whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. We're not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bound or whack. Here's a big fact: yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. Akichiwa. Shines your symbols are for the conscious minds, y'all. And with that on the temple, draw. I had a vision the past night, yeah, a circulus round. Created successful reality from a virtual now. How? Stand on my square cause they usurp your power. Them same little sneaky breezies that'll hurt you. They smile all up in your face, all up in your space. And I ain't talking all bras, but dolls with whole trace. So I walk tall kittens while y'all cross slow race. I stay focused on walking through them tall gold gates. Draw a magic circle around me to keep me from harm. The law fat checks purposely will peep me. I'm calm. Water, fire, air, earth, turn me from that peace to a bomb. Blow the joint to split the range, the brain, the sentiments. I've encompassed my inner demons. 490-degree angles guarded by angel of shiny elite angels. Thank you, and I of course am the chief triangle. If I die before I wake, well at least I'll fly in plain view. I am my circle, how I govern 4 corners. Wise as a serpent for certain amongst foreigners. Out of state, out of place in the space they storing us. Learning firsthand of what fate was forewarned of us. I recall when bro and I spit flows dope, man, fly in to sell at Southampton, kept smoke, stay high. Years later, he's the same degree, just gained density. Gave my synopsis, he's toxic. I prayed I could say I behave by logos. I've raised my moral ground, way how my character stay fly. The conduct squared up, self-esteem, the day sky. New God on what the world's been waiting for, the days now. May I think I don't abide by the same ethics. They feign respect, yeah, obtain the credit for keeping the obelisk erect, but with strange methods. But the epic of my name will reign and remain epic. Circumscribed by passions, my squares, my lift. Ask, is it worth the ride? Yeah, it's rare, I spit, but the beat's churchified, so I bear my shit. It hurt, I cried, this kid and there to try to eclipse my soul, bounce back from it. Announce that I'm done with being the sacrificial lamb. The jungle I run it, thus the lion conquereth over this numbness. Made a conscious shift, even in darkness, sunlit on you false lights. Don't have to be gold to glitter. Actors with the papa just for show. Go figure, you did pounding you bad blue or gorilla. I'm built like a silverback with hella track, no illa max than me. Master built her back, originally pretty. Take the mask off, 360 on my square. See the circle, if not your mask off. You promise, dash your salt, dialogues, trash talk your past loss. Leave my footprints in the asphalt. Use the outline correction, last fall. I blast off, I crash ball to the next zest of living. Sacredly section whose ass off. When she walk that ass off, I talk back to it like who makes your Yanni sing. Her response, she dons me king. So Rudy gave me the script, my obstinate prescription. This is my vision's description. Listen, I'm standing on mine, my circle is me. I absorb your hate to make it work for me. Transform into fuel as I evolve. Advances.
Hey, Grand Ascension. What's going on, baby girl? Andy Reala. What's going on, beloved? Deb D. Linda Thal. How are you? Oh, Meg. Sharon. What's happening? What's happening?
Knowledge me as the circle and the square. Yeah.
And a lot of music is only talking about to suppress rising. I mean, the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's all. That's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So if only people that's scared are the oppressors, the only people who could have any harm coming to them are those who oppress. Simple as that.
3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. It's time for a change, gotta bounce up. The oppressor's about to get tossed up. I'ma lay him out, execution style's too late for an apologetic claim. You wrapped in a cloak of flame, by God, it's over. Doing your time is to the end. Locked out silent without sin. He put me on the letter for justice to win. The oppressor's about to get rolled down. With suppressors attached in the war zone. Revolution can start in the Arizona. I'm a messenger prophet like Farrakhan. Backed by the honorable, who sits at the pinnacle. Who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the plentiful sinful. My thinking is critical. I'm just ventilating of the actions of the protective service. Quick to pull the blast and kill. This don't take any type of skill. I'm ill of all citizens who haven't took a stand or kneels. Too late when the caps get peeled. Don't believe it TC type. Going hits close to home. You gotta act the bone, but it got the dome when it's on the zone. All red on my vision through sight. It's killer be killed whenever I fight. From above I've been given the right. So you better be ready to ride tonight. On the way to the dawn daylight. We gon' burn them all, so gon' pass the kite. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight blesser. Drop the oppressor. Meet no surrender.
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I don't mean in the ideal sense. I mean in the, every day, every little thing you do. It's such a gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful? You want to be like Trump? Gimme. Push. Step. Crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped.
I need some ginseng, but man of war. Let it sit in there with some goji berries. I don't know, maybe that's the Chinese in me. I don't know. I just like it. Mom got 2 minutes, right? But anyway, what's going on, everybody? Yeah, I didn't come on yesterday, and I think I shared a video or two. Hope you checked it out. If you're not a member, become a member and check out some of the videos I put over there. I think I didn't upload one over there. I think I'm supposed to. I put together several. I actually attempted to do something a little different I was talking about. And it came out, you know what I mean? Especially when you have Windows, DOS, and all that kind of stuff. Yet, we'll see when we upload it. It's the information. Some of y'all know some of y'all now follow Shahid Bolson, the Muslim brother who's German, Irish, There's a few others. You know about one of the Hindu brothers, well spoken, I have some other information created from them, and a few from some of our Latino speaking brothers, Spanish speaking brothers. I hate calling them Latino. I stand on what I state. You know, it's like right now in this country, you know, you have this complexity, all right, and it's confusing. They want war. These fake Zionists who don't care about the real Jews. Now, those Zionists over there are not Jews. You need to know these Kabbalistic, stupid, theosophy monkeys running around wearing the same stuff. They're scripted beasts. They've been nurtured to be the opposite of the religious Jews, and these are the ones that bring them out. They beat them, they rob them, a lot of things. They used to do to children as well, whether they converts or whatever, right? Ashkenaz, whatever, right? Because you see that they raped one of the Chinese IDF Jewish soldiers, convert, raped her mercilessly, and there's others. We can get into Ethiopia when they went over there in the 70s and everything. Hollywood, doing what Margaret Sanger did here, and that's why I say it's important to know who your enemy is. But your enemy doesn't like to have a face, even though the face is out there, most can't see it. My Latino brothers, and I'm only gonna mention the ones I served with and the ones I know, and because I ask every one of them. Surprisingly, 90% of them are very aware of this. Now, and we're talking about born here and those who came with their family, established green card, served in the Marine Corps, Army, or whatever, right? They know this. Some of you, I'm surprised Rick and them gonna come over here. Whenever we used to be on the West Coast when I was in the Navy, I used to hang with my Mexican brothers, man, because it was just that way, and I spoke a lot more Spanish then. Anyway, I used to always go down in like 5 different places in Mexico. At that time, the drug war wasn't crazy. It was just starting with, you know, the idiot Mossad agents, CIA, and Oliver North, and a plethora of other individuals. That's the best food. Listen here, and then people say, well, you married 2 Spanish women. To me, they were Negroes, as in their documents, regardless of being light or dark, whether known to be Boricua or just Puerto Rican or Cubano. It didn't matter. I didn't care about these identity things because, like I said, I've been studying Franz Boas them since the 80s, you know, in the 70s. I didn't care, and I never did, about these identities. It was created to create division and division. Now, I already stated that manipulation happened. by way of chromosomes. A lot of pictures that are whited out based on tartary, but they show grander buildings bigger than the ones you see. City blocks with red dirt, didn't pave the streets. Sometimes it cobbled red clay bricks, which we made, nobody else did, the world over. And there's a deeper routed fantasy with this, especially with our light-skinned brothers and sisters. It's not to demoralize and demean. A lot of you are giving a fake history, and a lot of melanated people, well, all of your melanated, it doesn't matter what. I've already conveyed on that, and all you had to do was research. There are light-skinned folk who got more melanin than some people who are dark as this table right here, as dark as this. And it's just a fact. See, we want to be surface. Remember I said we need to internalize and look inside ourselves? We have a hard time doing that after being ostracized since the early 1980s and early 1800s. Now, there's a lot of individuals running around pushing a narrative based on 1442. You know I got all three books, right? Well, I'm going to hurt some people's feelings because they don't like to research. And this is not about legitimacy and ego or any of that. I don't know what that is. No, I really don't. When I was in school, I thought everybody was like me and knew what I knew, and come to find out, the majority did, and only a handful. I wish I would have stuck with that circle and that circle only. It would have been predominant in higher learning by the narrative or nurturing, all right? I want to read this to you, okay? This is considered one of the baddest men because our people aren't talked about in hindsight, because we had people, we got to remember the Raiders, this, that, and other. Special Forces came off our Indian fighters in the woods. And it wasn't the Mongolian, none of it. No. People came here to fight and defeat my people. That's the bottom damn line. And then what do they always do? They partial land out. Now, with the Belfort Accord and everything, you see it blatant in your face, and the same bastards who want to control the narrative here with a bunch of weak some backwards. You know what I'm saying? And this is the man who spoke to General Montgomery, and I think his name was Patty Main. For those of you who are military, you know who I'm talking about. Well, anyway, during the meeting with General Montgomery, Patty Main reportedly said, "Every single one of these men smells of alcohol. They've just attended the funeral of 21 comrades, sir, though in all honesty, we'd have taken a drink by now anyway." He also claimed to be not sure how I could be famous, sir, when I am not sure myself of who I am, and that he thought Montgomery was wearing the wrong beret. See, Patty Main put on a brown one. He didn't care, but he saw himself and what they did behind enemy lines to be different from everybody else. And General Montgomery, though, at that time, you know, you can get hemmed up, and even the death sentence, the way you ostracize or come at it, you know what I'm saying, by the narrative. In a different context, Maine also said that a particular mission would be a suicide mission during a meeting with General Montgomery. And he was quoted as saying that Montgomery drove up the road past the position where the squadron commander had been killed, giving him cool, precise fire orders. Maine also famously sent a message to Montgomery from behind enemy lines, congratulating him on his promotion to field marshal. These men fought, and they were asked to do a job that their generals and all of them could not, like unconventional warfare, that they can go out there like Special Forces Delta, you know, Green Berets, inspect operators, Navy SEALs, Rangers, 75th, well, they're more or less with the Special Forces, pararescue, and and Marine Raiders, which they're trying to get rid of them, and recon, all branches of it. And he was doing something like that, okay? And General Montgomery was worried about the fact that he didn't have on the red beret. They were drunk. They don't lost people. It's buried friends of theirs. And they're doing stuff they shouldn't be doing in World War II, but y'all know that was a line. It was against the actually good guy, and everybody else was performing like the enemy. And he conveyed this to him because he felt like if he didn't say it, he would be dishonest and untrue. And he pointed out that he was a whole lot different. Now, why am I saying this? Because y'all attempt to walk this intermingled line, brothers and sisters. No offense, pale skins, but y'all need to listen and learn something. Y'all learn everything else from us. this line like this. Let me help you with a deeper understanding about by those who they put the fictional character they put in place based on geometry or algebra, whatever, right? Mathematics, right? We're gonna look at what he's stating. Let me pull up my little damn notes here. Okay, and y'all need to understand about Euclid, right? This is an individual. You know they always follow the Greek, which is pure bull crap. Okay, any of y'all that know, okay. But anyway, I love this narrative when you think about the Hulk going to see the immortal, push the soul out of him, you know, and talk to the regular individual, right? Talking about the stream, the stones, you know what I mean? So in Euclidean geometry, developed by the Greek mathematician, false, Euclid, parallel lines are defined as lines that never intersect. This is a fundamental principle of Euclidean geometry, right? Based on elements, okay? One of Euclid's postulates, or the parallel postulate, states that for any given line and a point not on that line, coming from it, like a branch, right? There exists exactly one line that passes through the point and is parallel to the given lines infinitely. Our people are not moving because they've listened to splintered lines that have nothing to do with the line they're supposed to be on. To be the baddest ass individuals without emotions and feelings. You know, in combat, that is something that is not natural and it destroys. All right? We believe, because Hollywood painted the picture of this great thing, you know, all these individuals were doing Mickey, what's that, Mickey Rooney or whatever, no, a plethora of individuals, right? Fought in that damn war, fought against the good guy after the war was already won. That there's some Freudian thing where there's a branching off that connects with every other line. It don't work that way. Infinite is not some complete circle. Infinite is unbeknown. That means beyond conceptual of what can be seen or what's accepted as an end. There is no end. But in your existence, you are led to believe or think that there is. No, I've seen one, and it's not really an end. It's an end to this stupidity because they're deplorable and they will never stop. They can't. They're stuck. They cannot stop. Now, I want y'all to get this. Don't fathom whatever you may. They cannot. And as far as I'm concerned, you don't want them to. While they're looking for the special this, gene, that, this, that, the other, somebody say something profound because you think that no, they're watching it without that, so they come and snatch your stuff. And so be mindful because they're stupid. Now, as far as tartary, when you look at it, the 1400s, that surmise that 1,000, give or take, if you want to say 800, whatever, years have been added on. So if we go back to 1400s, right, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, right, that'd be 600, right? But if you look at the 4th century, and you look at the beginning of the fall of Tartary, and you get up around the 6th to the 7th, now you start to make kind of sense. And then you look at us fighting here. We weren't fighting them here from 1400. Everywhere else, yes. And our people were being recklessly murdered, poisoned, and everything else. You see a more slower, mundane form. If you think it's without practice, just like I said in those pictures, if you really look, they're bigger buildings. For those who want to say buildings, beyond the scope of your imagination, my light-skinned brothers and sisters, you didn't build it, not at all. Hell, you didn't hardly even exist. Facts. It ain't my problem. I'll talk to you. We don't deny. Otherwise, you'd all be dead and you wouldn't be here. All right? There's a focal point when people come to realize this. And we don't have to lean on the fact that during the, what they call that, when they were building everything, we were right there at the center of everything, laying out the foundations, this, that, scripted by magic. Those deviating and messing with things they weren't supposed to. And the rewriting of a compilation, or to be, how you say it, compelled to do something different. I just love how of these individuals are starting to believe that dragons existed. Of course they do. They still do, whether you want to call it the Kamado or the Gecko, whatever, okay? And they're in a very primal form. And they want y'all to believe a certain wolf came back. That wolf always existed. This is something else. This is not the same thing. See, we can run around and we can play, yeah, 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 yeah. I'm here to tell you, no, no, no. And if somebody wants to debate me, then we can pull all the characters and resources and information, and I will deliberately not only embarrass them, but destroy them. Because they need to be built back up. They've been running around this facility of stupidity. Yes, I know, I'm fortunate. Grandmother, oh, whatever. I'm the one that listens. Instead of running around smiling and teething everybody. Teething, yeah. Yeah, look what I'm doing in this next rise of the nuclear age. Okay? My Latino brothers and sisters who I've conversed with were strictly very honest. I says, well, some of you were working with us. I don't think you remember who you are. Were you all ever known as so-and-so and so? Hell yeah. Yeah, and we were told by our mammy and pappy don't do it because you guys are kind of, after all that great stuff, you're kind of looking back. Yes, we're talking about 60s, 70s, and 80s. The fact that most of our great accomplishments during war were hidden. Phenomenal accomplishments that all the enemies were looking at saying, we need to do that, we need to utilize that. How did it get up in that tree? Why were all these things, even our great swimming brothers and sisters who could swim? No, they needed them on the front line. They didn't want them to have R&R. They needed them fighting 24/7, 364 days a year. Okay, y'all 65. And there were a lot who were out there, like the War of 11, who could not get R&R. And the ones who were behind the line, cooks, people on the front line fighting, they needed our people dead. They couldn't come back. The women couldn't exercise these troops. Broken. That's why it's important later on. I hope a lot of women come in so we can talk about the feminine energy, the truth of a lot of things most won't pay attention or listen to. I was thinking about doing it in members, showing how important it is to speak on these things, these variables. But this is a written, and my boy sent me a message and told me where to look. Because I was looking, I couldn't find nothing. I was like, man, I can't go talking about this. He says, yo. I had to recheck it myself. But I remember my uncles and them, and stop, you ain't that. This is what they were called. Up until the 80s or something, you might know this. And you choose ignorance as if it's supposed to win. You took out suits. They still believe they made the low riders stop it. I actually know the three brothers and two survivors, the ones who actually created the first low rider. We're not even going to get into that. So stop. Just frigging stop. Because there are people with Steve who know, all right, and they just don't talk about it because, you know what I'm saying? White and mestizos in the Costa Chica call them marinos, meaning dark skin. And the indigenous call them negros, meaning black. A survey done in the region determined that the Afro-Mexicans in this region themselves prefer the term negro, although some prefer marino and a number still use mestizo. My home, my ace boom coon. We used to go to every time. I'm going to Cali. When I'm taking leave, I'm going with you. Gotta get, I always say man, me, pat me. I gotta get down there, get some of them tortas and big pork sandwich. Hey, man, you talking about good eating, man, and all them sauces. Y'all have no idea, man. Maybe that's the Costa Rican bloodline. I don't know. I just know it's good, okay? And they were beautiful people. The ones who are still here are still beautiful. Y'all people can't see it because you're listening to an enemy. You're listening to a bunch of pale, racist, dumb fucks and a bunch of worthless Negroes who are bought in that walk around sounding like this. Well, they don't sound like this. They don't sound like that, but they sound like this. Yeah, Bill. Tuesday. Sure thing. Excuse me, officer, why did you pull me over? We got one of them. Ronnie, look at this here. Excuse me, sir. I have my documents right here. Everything's official. Like, who are these niggas? Anyway, I'm just saying. And we seem to see a lot of them ain't got no rhythm. If you ask them to dance and then first up they start doing the Carlton. I mean, come on. But you see them everywhere. Oh, don't be talking about my wife. Oh, no, my baby, no. Oh, Jesus. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh, round break. Oh, I love you. Oh, these little niggas in their jungle-fied, swinging on a tree. Oh, I just want to see them. Anyway, no more Uncle Ruckus. I'm just saying, okay? There's truth. And then there's this extradited BS that everybody is just conceptually held on to. I am tired of the brothers and sisters in Africa talking about we're one and the same. No, we are not. It's not about mixology or none of that. Hell, y'all are mixed up between many different nations. Algonquins, Iroquois, a whole lot of folk, and y'all don't even have a clue. But you're still pushing as if you are creating something when we've been fighting this ever since. Just because it's not in the mainframe of things, why would worthless ass CIA Mossad operators in the media tell you a truth? Only ones that did, they had to go away. So, you know what I'm saying? They had to push them away. And now they're allowing certain truths to come out because as far as they're concerned, this is your end. Okay, let me get my note back up. Your child's wounds may not be visible, but they shape everything you are. Let's think about it for a moment. Your childhood wounds, your young wounds, may not be visible. Who would inflict wounds to paint a new narrative to have people in fear, moving and ostracizing them, calcifying their pineal gland, poisoning them with all kind of chemicals? Yes, there's 52 sugars. There's 262 different names, and none of them are good. When you should be taking in fats and fiber, but the right, proper kind of fiber. You see, all these wounds that not only work to mess with the mind, they messed up energies. Also, and they may not be visible, but you see them and you can't attest for them. You can't call them for what they are because you're using all the tools they gave you. Religion, this, that, and the other, the Hebrew Israelite movement, Christian, Vatican's Catholicism, all the perversion they thought people would feed themselves. I hit my boy Hector in the head. I says, hey, Hector, Mario. I says, yeah, look at your flag. Yeah, I know. We've been talking about. We'll listen to you. It looked like it's Italy. Because the truth is, why is Catholicism online? They turn away from that and moving into worshiping God. I said, man, I really thought about it, but yeah. I says, you know what? Proxy by a narrative of statism, identity, fraud, infraction. Tartary wasn't created by no other and built by no other than a Negro on all continents. Y'all can't even imagine the number. Right now, Africa alone has 1.6 billion? You always hear them talking about China and India, Hindu. You never hear them talking about all the Africans. Not even mention the fact that most American Negroes got American Negroes all through South America, Canada, over in Europe, France. They tell you, 13, you've been 13, 11% for how many years now? Since the goddamn 50s, 60s. And yet you were having all them babies and they just want to kill all them babies. So you want to tell me nobody thought about it? How do you take the greatest city with the most Negro populations and you turn around and make them 13% of the mob? You know what it is, like 20-something, 24, 30 million out of 300-something million? Man, some people want some serious, y'all need, man, they must have air meth going or something. Something is wrong. And just because of division, like stupid individuals like the idiots they just busted over there in California, New York, Florida, over and over. It's the same idiots and the drugs, the knuckleheads, because nobody's having focus and direction because you're too busy working, you're not together to be able to have these conversations that push a different narrative. You know, your sons and daughters don't join the police department, and they don't want them to, because that's why they have these idiots running up in your house, don't know law, doing dumb shit just like they do over there. But you, motherfuckers, ain't fighting back. I'm not telling you to fight back. I'm saying there's not going to be no damn revolution. You keep listening to them idiots too. I bet y'all don't even know what the revolution word means, where it really comes from. Oh, because they used it in the 60s? How many FBI, informants, CIAs, and feds actually were in the Black Panthers? Can anybody tell me right off the bat? You know, I like to look at things without being so lethargic. I don't want to brandish something anew. I don't want to be like the emotionally unstable, or those who have another narrative to their story, and they think nobody knows. Why is there so much complacency? Who has something to gain in division? You know, we see some of those models take pictures as melanated homosexuals, right? And I've seen the videos. They just love that light skin. They want a man light skin on their back. How do you get to that point? And yet they'll sit up there and talk to you like they're meaning. You remember that sister with Fauci talking to that brother in the hood up on the stairs, and the brother was like, "Nah, he wasn't stupid. He was a smart one." But you see that, right? You think about the Tuskegee experiment. Someone always saying, you know, that nurse, she was ignorant. She wasn't ignorant about nothing. She knew there was a cure out there. And I thought that they were giving it to him, but the problem still existed. This was finding other ways to do harm to an individuals who at one point thought were invincible. See, in the physiology of things. But the spirit broke it. What happens? What do they say about when the spirit is broken? When the milk is splattered all over the floor and those little eyes are looking at you for your reaction, remember what really matters. It takes 5 minutes to clean up spilled milk. It takes much longer to clean up a broken spirit. People's reactions, especially in the melanated or black community, and it affects all the other ones, and with the reason, okay? But I planted a seed. Don't let anyone ever break your soul. You have to stand on your own 2 feet and stand up for yourself. You know, right now they've proved it over the last 4 or 5 years that this so-called civilian population, I hate that word, stops more catastrophes and robberies and shootings than the police. Who seem to be kids, I don't know what they got, this bunch of hiring a bunch of screwballs now. They just keep doing dumb stuff over and over and over and over. like it's remedial stupidity. As if that's going to work out too in the end. They don't get it. Anyway, you must stand your own ground. It doesn't mean go out there and the narrative I stood my ground and I shot him, man. No. See, that's the perversion. That is far. That is far. What is required? I can feel the wind hitting my head like I know it's brushing over that mic. When your spirit is heavy, when your heart is broken, when your burdens seem unbearable, trust in yourself. Look in the mirror. And don't beat yourself up any further. How much more beating do you need to take? That's when you get to the I can't do this no more. And how do you know what you can and cannot do, especially when you keep choosing the wrong circles? I was looking at this light-skinned brother, and he plays soccer, millionaire, and his wife had the baby, and she got very big. He is with that woman. He loves, by the narrative of what love is, and not in his actual meaning of it all. He adores his wife, and he wouldn't trade her for the world. See, that is not capitulating to the enemy's narrative. That is not giving up based on physiology, monetary, or anything else outside of the emotional factor of trust. That thing which both of them hold that keeps them, they're two separate parallel lines that exists as they should. See, these idiots, all they can do right now, right? China has crystal blue skies, y'all. But you're letting these little fucktard government agents and these little worthless Zionist shills, ADL and APAC, continue with dumb fucking monkeys in the CIA, spray chemicals in the sky. Y'all allowing that. Y'all, I gotta work. I got an 8-12-hour shift. You some bitches that don't care about yourself, your children, or anything else, but you'll sit there in front of everybody else going, I care. Y'all have not gotten together. You haven't written nothing. You have said, stop this insane bullshit. FDA, why do you exist? You poison the people. All these other things. You have not taken a stance, yet y'all move that in what you believe to be a meticulous fashion for the benefit. No, there's a lot of dumb people all around. Trust me, I know. If you're going to watch my videos, right, later, watch the ads. Because I know some of you don't want to give $2 or $3 or $4 or $5, whatever, right? They will. All you got to do is watch the goddamn thing. Turn it down. Stop. I go in the chart and I see that a lot of you aren't watching the ads. That's just fucking pathetic. This one may get ad and may not, because I'm saying a couple little adult words. It says for children, no. So YouTube, get yourself together. Anyway, and censorship, everything. Y'all think China got it bad? First of all, they got Hinduism, they got Buddhism, Taoism, right? They got Christianity, they got Islam, the Uruguay. You need to know that everywhere there's got some corruption. And there are those who fight back. They say, yeah, but they're not free over there. Excuse me. They like what their government's doing. Y'all have no idea. Okay? Because you're listening to the fucktards over here, the only one to push war. You don't get it. We shouldn't be fighting Russia. That's the CIA. That's Mossad. That's the whole Ukraine and Poles are fucking nothing but goddamn Ashkenaz. Who accepted a different role. Look at Zelensky dancing around like with heels, like that's supposed to be okay, but always in the camera. Y'all accept the perversion as if it's supposed to be something. I'm not beating up on them. I'm just stating a fact. The information's out there. It ain't my problem if you ain't looking for it. Maybe you just don't want it because that's parlay to your existence. Hey, Shot City, what's going on, beloved? This is important. Maybe not to you, but it should be. Yes. They have more cameras here than they do over there. As far as them creating their own thing, they've gotten a lot of stuff from here. The whole world. All right? Ye will not do to us what you're doing to them. That is what they're saying. Now, everybody moves in some form of fiat, and that's just the commonality of what's going on. But because you American Negroes are still listening to these worthless black Salma bastards and these pale racist dumb fucks who don't even know that they were experimenting on when they habits back in the incubators and giving monkey genes and all that other stuff, ain't my problem. Man, some of the melanated communities were darker, whether you like it or not. But damn it, you can see it. Okay? I was telling people about this, people going with tells. I said, well, we got melanated people, so y'all don't go and look at medical books. Somebody who I know, Montclair, is a perverse little. He always got all this booty stuff all on him. So I was talking about this one time, and it got removed. And the first thing he did, he sent me this picture of this porn star bitch. Excuse me for the bitch word. Miss November, I think it was. Miss December, whatever the hell, right? Had a tell and had it removed. You can't make this stuff up. But nobody will sit there and go that far because there are these individuals who want to keep division and separation. It's in paramount, but you see the animals. That's why I share the videos. I know it says we'll get to the point where everybody's looking at little lovely animals, and that'll be whatever. And some individuals, they'll reach them and they'll have a deeper understanding than most of the other people. All right? Messages are always being given. They've always been there. Nobody's seen them. So yes, it is a dumbing down with this thing to satiate a certain part. You know, how dare they eat dogs in China? Hey, nigga, your people was eating horses. Shut up. Some of y'all people still eating chickens and people got them as pets. You know, I'm not saying either way is all right. Shouldn't be eating no damn meat at all, because during the starving times when we were going over to so-called New Africa, Ethiopia, and this, that, and other, we were taking vegetables and fruits. That seemed to be the main diet, and they survived. Well, that had to be eradicated. We can't have that because we need you eating shit that ain't even native or indigenous to your land, while motherfuckers are running around Louisiana and everywhere else. Oh, that you ain't gonna talk, because this is what we make jerk chicken, and you make it jerk chicken because it's stupid. All you did was add season and everything else to kill off parasites, this, that, and other, and the fact that they got to poison that because you're stuck. All right? We still got a lot of idiots in the Caribs. Look, the Haitians, they just sent a whole bunch of American Negroes and Jamaicans back. You're not African. Haitians, they didn't even want them coming over there because you're not African. And there are a lot of Haitians who know it, except for individuals who are stuck on stupid, not being demeaning. This is facts. But then you have those who know the importance because we're all related. So it's the number game. That's still, and that shouldn't be happening. We have those like Omar, another doctor, who are pushing more. He's doing the Margaret Sanger. And y'all can't see it because he paints a pretty black face, right? I ain't talking about the man look pretty. He paints this narrative of blackness as if it's a good thing. You know, you people are still buying into that. Something is wrong with you, not just mentally. Yeah, I'm wondering if you're missing 1 or 2 chromosomes too. Okay? Hey, Lance, what's up, man? I don't know if I have super chat, so if anybody does, I appreciate it. Because I got to go in there. Sometimes they take it, I got to put it back on in the studio. Y'all know I got a Cashapp if you want to donate. This will further everything that I'm doing. It's not just for the screws and stuff, which somebody did donate. First timer, I wanted to shout you out before we get any further. I am looking for sponsors. I know I got to clean it up and not be doing a whole lot of blah, blah, blah. My apologies. But there's sometimes my passion for you individuals, I think, is more in existence with me than it is with you. But anyway, Devin Mathis, appreciate the donation, beloved. All right. Last time was Baby Girl Slaughter and a few others, so I appreciate y'all too. My baby. Okay. It's indicative. It's indicative that you don't just listen to me speaking or doing a vocal or voice or having some Murgatroyd. We're not on that. It's time for a brand. I can do all of it. Hey, fat out. Well, I'll be the damned. If this, I used to enjoy, they kind of enjoy doing voices, It, it's indicative of y'all to put away all those hemispheres, no matter what has happened. Because you got to remember, the enemy's going to create chaos. And they got to do it in a way that keeps you at each other's throat. No, you didn't raise the sickle or the hammer. You didn't pull the trigger and let the hammer slam down and the projectile fire out. How do y'all find it amongst yourselves? I mean, look at the individuals on here about the brother who stabbed the guy in the heart. You actually had a couple people who were there saying, no, they were messing with him in a bad way. He was even with them. And he's captain of football. No different. They use pictures with guns. It's a certain insignia on things to paint a portrait. The thug, which is the Hindu word for a deviant, a demon, just like diva. And who brought those things into our communities? Did any of you think about that? So it paints a narrative up here that when you see, you focus on that, not knowing pale-skins are murdering and killing each other more than anybody in the world. And they say, well, the numbers are greater. No, they're not. Just like the drugs. More y'all use them than our people. But there shouldn't be a division. But they use it in reversal to paint this ominous picture with dumb racists and melanated people who are murdered by cops, this and other, who have this disdain and hate and a certain skin complexion and not looking at what they're doing to each other. This is what they use as a weapon. And functionally, people get incarcerated. It's easy to get one of them and pull them to the side and make a deal. Look at the music industry. Majority of these musicians don't have shit. Look at T.I., right? Pulling up to his where he owns property, right? And he got this goofy ass Jamaican security guard. And T.I., wasn't he arrested or something like that? Whether it's a show or an act or whatever, it's indicative of y'all to stop giving this shit leeway. Stop listening to these motherfuckers talking about Yee is this, that. Yee was going with the knowledge he has, not being so bought and paid for it, kind of, because he was at a certain particular time. But how do you take a genius in the music hemisphere and keep perverting him, putting him at the crossroads, and not seeing and not seeing that sometimes they really are screaming out? And what do? They get rid of them because of your ignorance, your intolerance. Tolerance doesn't mean that you become intolerant or you tolerate the foolishness. It means you look at things and you don't ostracize those things that may be beneficial. Love is going to win, y'all. I know this was what I love with my wife in the 6th grade. And the first thing she said to me was, my people smell like red dog. Shaking my head, and I'm married to that woman today. Well, there you go, Brian. And you know what? You can make a joke and say, I guess you're using the proper oatmeal, honey, dog scrub. Yeah, exactly. You have to show up and show out, right? Isn't that something that, Kendrick Lamar? The thing is, people don't want to take that and make it beneficial for the greater good. They want to be more in the depravity, the depression, the psychotomy of it all. Like, no one's going to free you but yourself. And as long as you're not free from it, well, then they're going to keep painting the portrait and the narrative. Like I said, it's about balance. Oh yeah, let me taste this. It's got chlorophyll, blueberries, pineapple, blah, 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 blah. I put chlorophyll in it. I want to see how it tastes. I've never done that before. Let me see. Still kind of cool. Don't really want everything hot. Oh, ganados too, bananas. gonna let y'all know honestly. I ain't gonna lie to you. Holy shit, that's different. Sweeter. Wow. The chlorophyll with the blueberries, the pineapple, only like 3 pieces of pineapple, about half a cup of blueberries, 2 peaches. I didn't put no raspberries, and about 1 ml of chlorophyll. No, actually, no. I put 10 to 12 drops. I think I put. Might have been 14, not the 15. Wow. And lime. That is different. Wow. I probably went home and watched my dog. I hate you, bro. Look. Mississippi winds coming around this way. That's the big one. Yes, Lord. Texas, Mississippi. Anyway, I appreciate all the donations. And Baby Girl Slaughter. That book, I had to see if they respond. There's no phone number. Class, where's my damn book? I'm talking about the tent. That's what's on the thing. So. This thing don't want, you know what, ever since they've been messing with everything, they haven't been updating stuff like they're supposed to. Got 2. That's it. Let's see how it's okay, let me see. Yeah, that was me. Yeah, change another response to the damn Verizon. Goofies. Excuse my language, but not. Okay. Oh yes, thank you. Oh, it might come today, y'all. Yeah, so when it comes, and if I come on this evening, it's here, and I'm gonna show it, all right, baby, go start it. Yeah. Right. Okay. Sounds like you're getting 40 minutes. Yeah, it do, son. Man, listen, I'm right here on the corner of the house, and yeah, man, hey, it smacks me off the side of the right side. I'm probably gonna need to do a damn, because the dust and everything, and the birds chirping is gonna be there for a minute. Again, China is a beautiful, beautiful place with beautiful people, beautiful people. Our people in Mexico, Belize, I know certain places down there, Colombia, people just want to fight, and I don't know what that's about. Anyway, Belize, all through there, Costa Rica, everywhere. Beautiful, magnificent people. Okay. It seems like here, and certain individuals for a certain period of time, they created this phenom, this racist narrative, this pollution, and then with certain worthless Jesse Jacksons and Sharptons and all looking like a damn, he looked like fried bologna with a damn turtle head on. Anyway, these individuals and women, a plethora of them, are just the most pathetic cowards you've ever seen, and to evade telling the truth. Just because they're being evasive doesn't mean that. And by now, you would figure people realize that these bastards been lying. You know, nobody really wants to study who W.E.B. Du Bois was and HBCUs and everything else. The fact that Trump came in and says, I'm destroying the education system because they've been making y'all dumb. And here it is, everybody running around based on that, scripted in, and devoid of any truth. It's just amazing. You know what I'm saying? You should be holding every Cory Booker, that punk ass. Everybody should be held accountable. And y'all not holding them. Look at Lori Lightfoot. Lori Lightfoot. Maxine Waters. Waters is an indigenous name, people. But you can't see the disease as it is. Is it an apparition? Is it a skin suit? I mean, think about it. What was that movie? With the pods left by the bed when people were asleep? Body snatchers? I mean, come on. Who saw that video with all them bodies hanging by meat hooks? Huh? How many of them in? I'm just putting it out there for y'all to research some stuff. I'm not saying something's actual and factual. The actual and factuality of it all is the fact that you can see it. Doesn't mean that it's actually factual. By the narrative. Based on what the narrative is pointing to or alluding to. Right? Anywho, we built this motherfucker. Nobody else, and you see the shit that everybody else built. That's some weird, ugly, stupid shit. Unless you go to Dubai, and you're looking at some weird, fucking more Tony Stark looking grotesque ass shit. We built things that are unbelievable. Free energy and all that. You want them people still around? Thomas Edison ain't bitch nothing, and even he has something negative to say about. Let me pull it up. Then I'm out of here. La da dee da dee da, la da 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 da. La da da dee da dee da da da. Let's see if they're gonna. Let's go to. I'm typing it in right now. Google. Let's see if they even tell the truth. Thomas Edison's views on Zionism and Jewish people are complex and often contradictory. While he expressed some anti-Semitic sentiments, fucking AI is dumb as fuck. He also acknowledged the persecution of Jews and believed in their inherent abilities. Some of his writings have been interpreted as anti-Semitic, while others show a more nuanced perspective. That's not what the fuck I asked you. So, according, you gotta remember, Thomas Edison did not identify with any particular religion. He was a mulatto, so that's the fact. We're going to use that term for it. You can jump on all that or whatever. But yeah. Okay. Don't look at the Jewish press and the ADL and all that, because those are idiots. All right? So in here, they're not pulling it up. They just go with that anti-Semitic bull crap and all other dumb stuff. Yeah, that some of y'all know what he said. But he detested Zionism. He detested it. Yes. And Zionists are no way, shape, or fashion. Are they Jewish? Are they religious in the core of it, in the ideology to which it is? They are bastard people who utilize the Jews as a platform and a stalemate, at the same time nurturing the children into being just as ignorant. But there is a statement he has, and I don't know, I can't find it. I can't pull it off. find it, share it, okay? Share it with everybody. I actually have the statement on there. I can upload it. His actual statement. I knew that because I worked at his building for 2 years in East Orange, New Jersey. Okay? The fact that I have pictures of him when he was young and he had an afro, you know, and that thing that he called a wife, well, you know who gave him that. That was nothing but a dude. We can look at Gustav Mahler and a plethora of other individuals who are against Zionism. And people don't want to see that, and they say, well, Thomas Edison, Albert Einstein, excuse me. Albert Einstein, that's the Thomas Edison, excuse me. Albert Einstein. That's what I meant. Albert Einstein. I'm just dumb today. Here we go. So, in the AI, Albert Einstein's relationship with Zionism was complex, evolving from initial skepticism to a supportive, albeit nuanced stance. No, it wasn't. He did not. He supported the idea of a Jewish homeland in Palestine, but was critical of the political aspects of Zionism, particularly the formation of a Jewish state and its potential for conflict with the Arab population. He favored a binational state with equal rights for all, as well as a cultural center in Palestine to foster Jewish identity and culture. So, while supporting a Jewish homeland, Einstein was vehemently against the idea of a Jewish state. He considered nationalism detrimental and believed it could lead to conflict. All right? While initially criticizing the Zionist movement's political goals, Einstein's views on the need for a Jewish homeland in Palestine evolved, and he became a more vocal supporter of it. You got to remember, he was not a practicing Jew, okay? In a religious sense, all right? He was secular, all right? Y'all need to know that. I know most people won't even look that up, okay? But like I said, he's a liar just like anybody else was. He didn't invent nothing. And you can see him in most of his pictures, you can see him with the Zionists in support. And why would I say that? Well, you can pull that up for yourself. All right? Let me see where's that. You gotta remember, Muslims embraced Jews during Inquisition crusades. All right? And that's Robert White said that, but I don't believe it. I think it's a bunch of crap. Where's it at? I don't have it in here. Where's it at? This is Now, in 1934, Einstein made this quote. I'm gonna read this. Yeah, remember he was, you know what I mean? This is a great age, the age of a liberation of the Jewish soul. And it has been accomplished through the Zionist movement so that no one in the world will be able to destroy it. And that's around 1934. As y'all know what was happening, what happened in 1933, and then what took off a few years after, you know what I'm saying, with Germany, okay? It would be my greatest sadness to see Zionist Jews due to Palestinian Arabs much of what Nazis did to Jews. And that was by Albert Einstein. And when you look at Nelson Mandela, we know too well that our freedom is incomplete without the freedom of the Palestinians. And Malcolm X, the Zionist argument to justify Israel's presence and occupation of Arab Palestine, has no intelligent or legal basis in history, not even in their own religion. And when you think about Mahatma Gandhi, Palestine belongs to the Arabs in the same sense that England belongs to the English or France to the French. It is wrong and inhuman to impose the Jews on the Arabs. And they killed all of them. I'm just saying. He opposed it. And there are a plethora of rabbi religious Jews who detest. They don't support the Star of David as the narrative. They know that it's Rim Fam. They know about your Beth. All you people still running around with the name Yah, Yahweh, and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? What was that? Truly grateful for you. Oh, appreciate it, Dev. But look, I'm not here to beat them up or anything. Don't have to. I'm just pointing it out. Tartary fell because of Zionists, those bastards. And how they get there, I don't know. Research and see what you find, okay? And I appreciate y'all with all my bearing. And I will see you guys roughly around 5. That's at 1800, right? Yeah, so 5 o'clock. Be there or be square. Have your family sit down. Have your children. I ain't gonna swear and cuss or curse or whatever you want to call it. Place a curse on nobody. I'm not gonna cut that word. That makes sense. Oh my God. Anyway, I appreciate y'all taking the time, sisters, brothers. I'll see y'all around then. All right. No questions before I get on? Any questions? I take it not. Anyway, y'all have a magnificent day.